So hello everyone, my name is Yair, and I want to start with a question. Who here used the door in order to get in to this room? Okay, I see some teleportation features, interesting, we'll catch up later. This is actually how you use the blockchains. The blockchains are actually, you need to use a door in order to get access to them. And that's what we're going to talk to you here today about blockchain door or access. And I want to introduce Lava. Lava is the first modular network that built for blockchains and rollup. And we announced Lava because we wanted to scale data access. So, when you think about how Lava works, we can think about a three-sided marketplace. You can think about chains or champions that can add in-demand specs, APIs. You can think about data providers that offer the services for accessing the data. They are being rewarded by the chains. And obviously, you can think about data consumers, dApps, that, for example, wallets that get the data from those providers. And if we're thinking today about the multi-chain era, we think about modularity, chain abstraction, and you think about how the next bull run will come out followed by hundreds and thousands of different blockchains. You think about more blockchains, it means more fragmentation. And more fragmentation means that there is more pain here for everyone. So the modular philosophy is to let everyone build with a really easy tooling the blockchain that they want. And that's the future we're going to. And when you think about, for example, how we're trying to reduce this barrier to entry for all of these chains, rollups, monolithic says it's rollup centric, it doesn't matter. You see also even with account abstraction that trying to reduce the barrier to how blockchain and how dApps interact with the blockchain themselves. But there is one key that we believe in Lava is missing, and this is the data access. So the future is modular, but at the same time, it needs to be accessible. Because if blockchains cannot interact, read-write transaction and data from the blockchain, so how would they evolve? How are we going to see the next killer app? And that brings me to the question, how do you get access today to blockchain? So Lava started with the most basic layer that is RPC. And today we're presenting RPC and indexing as the first layer that Lava building. And this layer, RPC, remote procedure call, is how you interact today, how dApps interact today with the blockchain to do a transaction, to get the account balance, and so forth. So whatever action you think from the blockchain themselves, you need RPC. Whether you're opening the wallet check the account balance, goes to the different blockchains. Immediately they're querying RPC node. When you want to claim an airdrop, everything surrounds RPC. And this is how RPC translate. Those actions that most of you probably have seen as get balance or gas fees or all these different operations or actions that we querying the blockchains are usable today for interacting with that. But there is a difference for how ecosystem look at that because they don't want you to run your own nodes. Who is here running his own node? You see, so not many, right? And this is why when you start to build on those amazing ecosystems we see today, the ecosystem offering public RPC. This is where dApp starts, communicating and building on top of that. And the way the ecosystem are doing that today is with a few options. They can run the nodes for you in terms of this public RPC. They are sometimes outsourcing that to huge providers, such as Alchemy, Infura, Blockdaemon, all these kind of amazing infrastructure providers that reduce the barrier to entry for dApps to build. Or they can rely on community node runners. But today, the problems are this kind of solution is super fragmented. The public RPC in most chains is kind of the backyard of the chain. So dApps trusting only one provider, and then they have a single point of failure. When the provider has a downtime, obviously, you cannot get access and you cannot interact with the blockchain. You see that there is a huge variance in quality, because if it's a top provider that's running a lot of nodes, sometimes one of the regions in Asia, in South America, is not supported well. So that results in the quality of service. And for the chains themselves, you think that it could be very expensive because they don't know what you get. They have a lock-in contract for months and sometimes years, and at the end of the day, they don't know how was the quality of service. So that's the issue we wanted to tackle in Lava. I jumped into Web3 3 years ago, and at the beginning, when we were interacting, wrote MEV bots, we've seen that this kind of RPC issue is super big, but no one here is addressing that. And I think that part of the news here that you see, the articles, everyone knows, because when there is a bull run, there's a lot of airdrop claims and chains that launching their mainnet. But at the end of the day, it always goes back to how the infrastructure works. So we presented in Lava a RPC. We started by RPC and indexing service. And this kind of layer invites every provider to come and join and monetize the existing infrastructure. So it doesn't matter if you are a professional node runner or you're a small community member, you still can list your node and start get monetizing on Lava. So let's dive in how the Lava protocol works. Every chain can come and define a spec. This is a module, basically like Ethereum RPC spec that most of us knows. And they define a spec per chain. Right after that, they're defining a pool of incentives. And this pool of incentive afterwards invites the node provider to join. We've seen that this process is taking about few minutes, can take up about few minutes, and immediately right after, the node provider can come and provide services. So the service that the provider giving is being scored and clustered by different parameters, latency, availability. And at the end of each month, the node provider receiving the rewards based on the quality of service that they receive. So this is how here in Lava, we try to tackle the major significant issues that there are in Web3. Scalability. If one of the nodes is down, one of the providers stop serving you as a dApp, automatically the Lava protocol routes you to another provider. That solves the need from small team to implement load balancing, disaster recovery, backups, and all of the stuff. That's a built-in protocol in Lava. Cost efficiency. Because Lava is based on the market and supply and demand, we believe that the right price for the RPC or for the APIs will take place on the long term. You don't know how you're paying for the data, but the market knows because it's based on the supply and demand. Low latency. In order to be a provider on Lava, you need to stake in a specific geolocation. So Lava, when a dApp's coming to get a service, automatically Lava routes you to the best provider with the lowest latency. What about choice? There is one subscription to get access to all Web3. Because Lava is modular, and every chain can come and spin up their own specs and invite provider to serve, basically you get one subscription and access to all Web3. The accuracy and freshness, it's a super important and critical. Because at the beginning, when we started and jumped into Web3, we were trusting centralized providers. And we were like, just a second, somebody is running nodes for me. How do I know the data is even from the blockchain? And this is one of the bread and butter features of Lava. We're sampling the data without providers knowing that and scoring them about the accuracy and freshness of the data. So I'm glad to tell you that since 1 year ago, when we launched testnet, there's been an incredible usage with Lava. We see that more than 1.8 million wallets use Lava and sign up. We see that 10 billion relays is being served and more than 400 providers join. You see that from community node runner in the different ecosystem we serve, or huge providers, the one that I mentioned before. And in the last 4 months, Lava also distributed hundreds of thousands of dollars for the providers. And it's only in testnet. So it means that the service is production-grade service. And in Lava, we have the chains themselves implement Lava and providing from the get-go tooling for dApps to implement. So we presented Lava SDK, which is directly from the browser. It's a front-end, peer-to-peer communication protocol with the dApps. We have also the Lava Server Kit, which is also for backend, more enterprise-grade service. So you can rely on that much more when you're implementing that. And we have the Lava Gateway for more usable usage. And today, I want to announce on big news. Mainnet is coming. Yes, woo! Mainnet is coming, and today we're sharing our tokenomics. And there are 3 different things in the tokenomics. Lava has a fixed and deflationary supply. That's one. Second, stakers from Lava can earn tokens from other chains. The third one is Lava Champions. As I mentioned before, every ecosystem that join Lava and define a spec, there also could be a community member defined as champion to do that. So Lava is deflationary. In the first 4 years, we wanted to bootstrap the way we bring supply. The supplies are the node providers. So there is 6.6% of the chain that being distributed over the first 4 years. If the chain is successful, the rewards are being burned monthly. And that's the max of burn that basically could have. The second thing is the stakers of Lava can receive other tokens. Who is a fan of another token? Who has another network to be fan of? Yes, which ecosystem? Axelar. One, which ecosystem? Near. Woo! So every ecosystem that Lava is serving, remember the providers, the ecosystem that putting incentive pools. So basically, provider receive the native tokens from those ecosystems for the service. And Lava stakers can earn those tokens also with them. And the last thing, or before the last thing, it's on-chain rewards. So we've just announced 2 weeks ago the first champion that defined a spec. And as you see, this spec is a JSON simple file that can use other specs to build on top of that. So if we announce about Blast first champion, basically it's someone from the community that defined this Blast spec and offer that for the governance. Once it's approved by the Lava governance, every request user makes, basically, this champion is receiving reward forever. Oh, and one last thing. Lava is the first Cosmos chain that presenting restaking, guys. Basically, everyone who's delegating to a validator can also choose his provider to delegate his tokens. And at the end of the day, this creates an additional yield and bootstrapping all this amazing ecosystem that we call in Lava. So the one of you didn't know, we provided the Lava Foundation just announced a Magma point system 1 month ago. And with it, this point system, everyone can get boosted points by scanning this QR. So guys, feel free to scan it. While in only 4 weeks, there were 1.8 million wallets join the service. And this is how addressing every user in, that has a wallet by changing the RPC endpoint back to Lava. So that was our talk today. I invite you all to join, whether you're a provider, non-technical user. The community grew a lot, and mainnet is coming soon. It was exciting to be here today. Thank you, guys.